Hey, Nathan here. Welcome to a September announcement video. And in this video, I want to quickly discuss the upcoming tutorials and content that you will be able to anticipate in the next few weeks and months. Okay, so this weekend is Labor Day weekend, so I've only scheduled this video for today. Last weekend, I released the DirectX 9 2D camera system, and there won't be anything next weekend. The following weekend, we're going back to Final Fantasy X. It'll be part 14. I believe that is the Blitzball part. And then that Sunday, I'll be updating the game algorithms for game artificial intelligence. So if you remember, for those that have been around for a while, back in 2011, I can't believe it's been that long, I released Game AI series. And in that series, I had the code completed and I had pseudocode to go along with it. And I only spent about 4 or 5 minutes saying, this is the sample, run it, and I quickly discussed a few things. I'm going to go back and update that series now that I have a tablet that I can draw on and kind of make a algorithms series better. So I'll actually be discussing in depth how those algorithms work instead of saying, this is the code, here you go. So I'll be updating that, and if you remember back in those videos, I said I would like to go back and update those to kind of learn the environment. So we'll try a little bit on that. We might not get around to that in the early portions, but we're going to stick with game algorithms portions for right now. Once I'm done with the game algorithms, I'll go back and I'll update the game AI series for that. So the game algorithms is just going to be me drawing on a tablet, discussing the algorithm and the math involved on doing this topic. So there's a gap here. I need to fix this. So let me go ahead and adjust that there. Actually, Columbus Day. Yeah, I can kind of split this off. Okay. All right. So I'll quickly discuss the next few series. Final Fantasy X. I'm slowing down on Final Fantasy X because I'm at the point where I'm grinding levels and grinding items in the monster arena. And I'm grinding money and bribing guys to get more items that I need for the ultimate armor and things like that. Stuff that I don't want to record every single second of. So I'm doing that off camera, and it's taken a long time. So I'm slowing down on that. It might be more than a week apart, depending on how much time I get to grind all this out. Once we're done with that, we'll finish off that series. Once I'm done with the grinding, I'll finish off the series by trying to defeat the Dark Aeons and finishing out the story. So that's the status on Final Fantasy X. Just a few more parts left, but it's slowing down. The DirectX 9 series is on hold. It has always been on hold for a while. I'll only release new videos for DirectX 9 if people request. The 2D camera system was a request that somebody made, and I released the code to him way before I did the tutorial. So I did the tutorial for anybody else that had any questions on that. So that series is closed, but it's open to requests. So it's technically on hold. Or if I get no requests, then it's just closed. Because I want to move on to DirectX 11/12 stuff. but that will be a little bit ways away. Next thing I'll be focusing on, as you see here, is the game algorithms series. I'll be throwing in a whole bunch of AI stuff I want to discuss. Kind of do a more in-depth discussion on the algorithms and AI involved with that, instead of what I did before in 2011, which is I had the code done, so I didn't really explain in great detail what was going on. So I'll be fixing what I did in 2011 with this series. This is half of the AI series. Game algorithms is just going to be me on a tablet drawing the algorithms and drawing a visual for a better understanding on how things work. The next part will actually be, the series will be game artificial intelligence, and I will just be updating what we did before in 2011. Sorry, I got distracted. Siri woke up and was listening to what I was saying. So, okay. Game algorithms, that's done. We discussed that. Unity 2D. I'll be working on a Unity 2D series. Right now, I think I only have 2 or 3 things listed. Introduction, adding sprites, input. Yeah, okay. So as I think about that series and say, oh, that will be a good topic for a tutorial, and oh, that will be a good topic for the tutorial, I'll update this calendar appropriately and add more Unity stuff on here. As you see, everything past the 30th of October is nothing's listed because I haven't planned out that far yet. So Unity 2D, that will be more of a general beginner's training for Unity 2D. Then for the Unity 2D, I want to create the space shooter game in Unity 2D, and we'll do that entirely from scratch. I'll give you the images you can use, the assets, and we'll actually create the game in Unity 2D. The next thing I want to talk about is the game after Final Fantasy X. Now, Final Fantasy X, I'm at the point where I'm grinding, so that can get a little boring if you can imagine that. So I'll probably start working on a new series maybe tonight, tomorrow. And what I did was I bought a used GameCube, I bought 2 controllers, I bought a whole bunch of games. And the first game I want to record is Metroid Prime. I mentioned in a Final Fantasy X video if I wanted to play a Mario game, or a Zelda game. I really wanted to play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, but I just played that several months ago on the 3DS. So I'll give that a little bit more time, and I decided Metroid Prime would be a good thing to play. I haven't played that since the GameCube first came out, and I never even played Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, I think it's called. I do have the disc somewhere around here. So I'll play that. I'll play Metroid Prime 1 next. Final Fantasy X, as I have parts waiting to be released, or if I get bored grinding for days and days and days, I don't want to play a different game and record that, I'll plug in Metroid Prime and I'll record that. I'm not sure how good it's going to look. Metroid, or the GameCube, I do have a GameCube. The standard component cables, yellow, red, and white. I do have a converter that converts that to HDMI, and it does kind of stretch the display out so it's more widescreen. And it looks a little bit blurry when I play. Hopefully, it'll look fine in the recording. Hopefully, it's just my monitor. I have a 27-inch monitor, so hopefully, it's just the monitor. If it's a little bit blurry, we'll just have to deal with that. It's a GameCube game. It's old, so that's kind of something to be expected. All right, so that is the update for September and October. I'll release another update in October, and I'll probably have more of this calendar fixed up. I try to keep this. I try to look at this every few days and kind of update accordingly. If something comes up and I know like I'll be busy on the 17th, I'll like drag this over here or something like that. So I'm moving things around. You can go to phstudios.com and then go to the calendar at the top there. And you can bookmark this or visit this page regularly to see the agenda. Just keep in mind this isn't set in stone. If you look at, like, don't be 100% guaranteed that Unity input will be on October 23rd. That's a little ways away. I don't know if something comes up between now and then that it might push all these out a few weeks or what. I can't guarantee that this is set in stone. Usually, if it's a week in advance, that's a pretty much guarantee. Like that, like this Final Fantasy X Part 14, that's pretty much guaranteed to be on the 17th, and this will be pretty much guaranteed to be on the 18th. But in the middle of October, don't expect that to be a 100% guarantee. All right, so check this page regularly for updates, and I'll add more stuff to this as I discover cool things I want to discuss about Unity, and when I get ready to start scheduling my Space Shooter Unity 2D series. That will obviously take part in November, and the update to the game Artificial Intelligence series will happen in November as well. And hopefully the DirectX 11 stuff will happen in November too. But I'll get all this stuff scheduled out, and that will be discussed in the October update. Alright, so thanks for listening and watching, and I'll see you on the 18th for a game algorithms tutorial. If you're interested in my gameplay, I'll see you on the 17th for Final Fantasy X Part 14. Thanks.